Hello, welcome back to Zaniheza YouTube channel. My name is Charles Kishi. Today is an amazing Sunday. We are Sunday, March 28. Let me know as you join, how is the sound? Time seems to fly by. Officially, we are 1 year now in the lockdown. It's been an intense 1 year, as we all know. As you join this live, in the comment, let me know where you are watching us from. Let me know, let us know, say hello. We like to see that. Say hello in any language you speak. If you are in Rwanda, let me know. If you're not in Rwanda, let us know so we can get to know you. If it's the first time you join Zanheza's channel, you know what to do. You just hit that subscribe button. It's been exciting at Zaniheza. We are always innovating, and we had a virtual, first of a kind virtual experience, that a hike that we had planned today due to some weather forecast. It could not happen. Yes, hello, I see someone from China, someone from Shanghai. Wow, welcome. Murakaza neza, that means welcome. Niheza, it's beautiful. That's the second part. And I see someone from Greece. Yes, welcome. Today we have an amazing guest. The world is such a small planet. Before I do that, I'm just gonna roll this amazing clip to show you why, if you have not been, you should be thinking about traveling to Rwanda. Of course, it's under COVID, but the vaccines are coming. Let me roll this clip.
We've missed the globe-trotting and adventures. Now we're ready to get out and go.
This is living.
Uncovering the city's DNA.
The land of green hills.
Meeting people who will share its secrets.
I have to chuck it.
Yes.
And making discoveries that wow.
Oh, look at it. It's very exciting.
It's a world of wonder. Now, go and see it. Sunday on CNN in association with Turkish Airlines.
I just promoted the Turkish airline. I just love that clip, The World of Wonders. I think that documentary is actually already aired on CNN. I can send you the link. It's amazing. That was Rwanda. It's Richard Quest went there and he loved it. And if he saw the cow, he called that Inyambo. So not just for the gorilla, the culture. And that's the piece I would like you to think about when you travel with Zaniheza. We want to show you Rwanda through our eyes. Hello, Mai from Athens. Inyambo are our royal cows. And within our travel experiences, we actually have Umwami experience, where we show you the pre-colonial, colonial, and post-colonial time. It is amazing. I think it's about time I bring our guest today. Her name is Kelly, and I am of Rwandan descent. I've lived in Vancouver, Canada for over 20 years. I returned in 2018 after 24 years. Since I was a child, I have always been fascinated with people from all over the world. So much that one of my favorite hobbies was going to the Kigali International Airport and find people who traveled to Rwanda and say hello so that I can learn about their culture and learn about their country. And I made friends from all over the world that way. Today's guest moved from Europe to Africa. It's usually the other way around. Seriously. That, to me, is not only brave, but because brave in a sense, each time you change countries, it's always challenging. I know I've been through that more than once. It's also amazing. So let's hear her story. Let's find out more why she moved to Rwanda, and see how she's doing. I believe it's been a while now that she's there. Hello, hello.
Hello, everyone.
My
Good evening. Today.
Good evening. Yes, my introductions like to be a bit long. Welcome. We can see your name. However, I would like to have you reintroduce yourself. Tell us, your name, where you were from, where you grew up, and where you are now.
Sure. So my name is Kelly. I am from Greece. I was born and I lived there for most of my life. And then I met my husband, who's from Rwanda. He was living in Europe at the time, mostly UK, and then for a few years, Munich, Germany. So I moved with him. I left my country. I left my career. I was a military nurse. I was an officer in the Greek army. And then I moved with him to Munich. We stayed there for a few years, but after a while, the weather in Europe and the rhythm of life kind of gets into your head. So we both took the decision to make a new start. He's from Rwanda. He hadn't lived in Rwanda in a very long time, but he always wanted to come back and create something on his own for him, his own business. And then I followed him and I started something that I always wanted to do. And that's what Rwanda offered me, and the opportunity to do what I always wanted, the job of my dreams. It's about traveling, it's about travel planning, it's about tourism. I want to make Rwanda more known to Greece, because unfortunately in Greece, most people don't know much about Rwanda. They've heard about the genocide 27 years ago, and then after that, almost nothing. I want that to change, that stereotype about Rwanda and about African countries in general. First of all, I want to separate that Africa is not one country. And then about Rwanda, because for some reason, mainstream media don't show the positive things about Africa and African countries. Only the negative reaches our ears in Europe.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to change.
That is true. I see many parts in what you just said. Leaving your life behind, meeting the love of your life, who is Rwandan. Hopefully, we talk to him at some point. And I think one comment.
Not tonight, but yeah.
Sorry?
Well, not tonight.
No, not tonight. But because one commenter said that Rwandan men, we are very charming, which can be very deadly sometimes. Now, meeting someone from another culture and getting to know the person. So, at which point did you feel attracted, not to the person per se of Rwandan descent, but to the Rwandan culture?
Well, getting to know the Rwandan culture through my husband was one thing. And I liked what I saw and the little things I learned. But it's different when you come here and experience it for yourself. It's you get drawn to it much more because you live in it. You don't just hear it or experience it through someone else. And living here in Rwanda, that was a love at first sight with the country and the culture from the beginning. It's very charming. I had heard about it. I read a lot of things about Rwanda. I did my research before I came. I knew it's beautiful. I knew it's safe. That's why I decided to come. But I didn't think I would like it that much. It's really beautiful, and I love if I could put it in one word, I'd say the vibe. That's what I love most about Rwanda, is the vibe.
We do see that when we look at your social media on the Instagram, you have really, I would say, authentic captures of Rwanda in all its colors. In fact, you have a picture That was maybe when you were about to move, where you said from blue to colorful.
Yes, exactly.
Walk us through that. What was the thought process when you were ready to move from blue to colorful? Did you feel excited, nervous? I mean, we know when you change countries in itself, it could feel a bit nerve-wracking.
It was a mix of everything. It was actually happening in the beginning of the pandemic. Mine was one of the last flights allowed into the country, and then 3 days later, Rwanda was under lockdown. So it was very scary because of everything that was happening worldwide, but also it was a big change for me. It was the first time that I'd lived outside Europe. I had lived in Greece and Germany only, but that's a similar culture, you've traveled. I had never lived in our continent. It was a big change. But at the same time, I felt very familiar here, very comfortable because people are so welcoming. And also, our cultures are not that very far apart from what I see, from what I feel, because they're all both warm countries with warm people. Very close to family. They're like family. They're warm with each other, and that's, I think, is the biggest similarity between the two countries. And of course, there are many differences from blue to colorful. Greece's main thing is the sea, the blue. The only thing that I think Rwanda is lacking, and the only thing that I miss here. But Rwanda is so colorful. There are not many colors in Greece and Europe generally. Like the cities are not very colorful. But Rwanda is so colorful. There are so many colors. So that's what I wrote, from blue to colorful. Both beautiful.
Yes, yes, absolutely. As when you were saying that our cultures are similar, the one thing that came to mind was a big fat Greek wedding. The movie, and I don't know how your wedding was. It must have been twice that because the Rwandan weddings, oh my.
Well, not really. I had a smaller wedding, according to Greek standards and Rwandan standards. It was a small one. But the big fat Greek wedding, the movie, is a big exaggeration.
Of course.
All movies are, to make it a bit funnier. But my wedding was a bit of both, a bit Greek and a bit Rwandan culture as well, with dinner mix.
Now, so you said you arrived before the lockdown, so that was last year. Did you travel to Rwanda before you moved?
No, it was my first time, and I came and I stayed.
Really?
Yes.
That was really brave because you mentioned if you go back there, your husband had not lived in Rwanda for a long time. So I don't know if it's similar like me because I left when I was only 16 years old during the genocide against the Tutsi, and I returned 24 years later. That was my journey. So I guess it must have been big changes for the both of you when you first arrived, like a new country.
For him, less so because he is from Rwanda and he had traveled back and forth the past 2 years quite often. But for me, it was the first time that I arrived. It was once and for good. Haven't left since the country. It's been now a year and a little bit more. It was fascinating. Every big change is scary, yes, but also it's fascinating to see what the country is about. You walk around, you see a new place. It's beautiful. Always an exciting experience.
Now, speaking about that, let's just roll a clip, see what you've been up to, because not only you have an amazing social media on the Instagram, you also take some beautiful videos that I'm just going to roll right here, and to see what you've been up to since you've been in Rwanda. Some of it anyway, a snapshot. And I left the sound as is, so here we go. And then you can tell us what was happening during those clips there. There you go. I have a few clips there. So tell us where you were in those.
The first one was Lake Kivu, and the next two were from Akagera Park. It was a family of rhinos. Very beautiful sights to watch.
And so the fisherman, was that one in Kibuye, in Karongi, or?
That was from Kibuye, Lake Kivu, the fishermen, the traditional boats, fisher boats, and they're singing to coordinate. That's one of my favorite places, I think, in Rwanda. It was really, really beautiful.
Why is that? Why is it one of your favorite in Rwanda?
I love the scenery. It was very serene, very quiet. It was green and blue at the same time. It was beautiful. I really loved Kibuye.
So in that 1 year that you've been around, how is the Kinyarwanda? Ikinyarwanda muracyumva?
Rwanda, yeah. You are not good. I think I know about like 40 to 50 words. But I'd love to take lessons. I'm thinking about it. I want to learn a little bit more. For now, it's just words that I've picked up in the streets and here and there, only to get by with very basic, just greetings, but not really.
I actually teach Kinyarwanda, and I see one of my students in the audience because they saw as an Iheza we were trying to teach English, and they said, "Why don't you teach Kinyarwanda?" And I said, I said, "Sure." So there you go.
Good. Do you give online lessons?
Yes, we do. Yes, I see. Well, actually, she's actually coming. This is one. Yeah, Noella is my first student in Kinyarwanda. She can actually comment how that's going. So, in 1 year that you've been in Rwanda now, we hear the good stuff. So obviously, you are still around, so it's safe. Do you feel comfortable walking around at night?
Yes, very much. Very much so. The safest I've felt in any other country compared to any other country I've been to in the world. Europe, Greece included. I've never felt so safe. It's the safest I've felt.
And what would you say were some of the challenges you may have encountered? Challenges?
Driving. I think that's the worst. The biggest difficulty to get used to the way people drive here, which is crazier than what I'm used to. Being Greek, it's easy for me to adjust, easier than other countries, I think, because I've been driving in Greece, which is the south of Europe. Like Italy, like Greece, it's not the same as driving in Germany, UK, where they follow the rules. They're very careful. But Rwanda takes it a step a bit further, especially with the motor taxis. You have to be very careful. It seems that there are no rules. I'm always afraid I might hit someone. I might hit someone with a motor taxi driving a little bit crazy, crossing in front of me. And that's the biggest challenge I've faced.
You know, it is very similar because living in Canada, when I return to Rwanda, even when I have to cross the street, if it's not on the zebra side and the distance from, let's say, one side to the other side, not even like the highway, you know, I just people go, I can see the motorcycles, the cars. And for me, I'm like, the first time it took me almost 40 minutes to just do the crossing. Because I was like,
it's not that bad for me. I'm more used to it. If I was German, I think I would be stuck at the zebra crossing for like 3 days before I actually cross. Because, they like to follow the rules, cross very carefully. In Greece, we just cross. Like it's easier for us. But still here, I feel a bit afraid. And I've never been on a motor taxi myself. I don't use them. I'm afraid of them. I think that's the most dangerous thing you can do in Kigali. It's not a dangerous city. It's very safe. People are very welcoming. People are very polite. But motor taxis, I find them very dangerous.
The motor taxis, actually, it depends. I actually like them myself. I mean, although my
Easy, convenient, fast, and cheap. But I think, well, it depends on the driver also. But I'm afraid of them. I am afraid of motor taxis.
maybe one day.
And we don't have this concept in Europe. I'm not used to it.
Right.
They go fast. They are in a hurry. I personally don't use them.
But again, when you are in Rwanda, I mean, if you can, I assume when you go for walks, if you I like to go for walks, and I like to walk as much as I can.
Yes, me too.
Since traveling in the bus, do you travel in the local buses? How do you find that?
No, I don't use the public transport because I have a car and I usually drive, or I prefer to walk around a lot because that's how you take the best pictures and see the vibe, experience what it's like, the city, walk around through the neighborhoods. You see a lot of things.
Yeah. Can you share your social media handle, Instagram, so that people can go and find you?
Yes.
I don't know if you can write that.
Follow me on Instagram under the name of Kelly Ira, IRA, or Kelly Irakli. I've had it for like less than a year now. I post about Rwanda with my biggest goal to show how beautiful it is, especially to my fellow Greeks in Greece. I want to show them how different it is from what they had in mind when they heard about Rwanda or Africa.
I'm just gonna Kelly. I think it's Kelly _ I'm just gonna put it here because the pictures are just amazing. I'm just gonna do that here, and I think here we go. That's the one.
Yes.
Anyone would like to follow it, please go and then follow her. Now, just I don't see any questions from our followers, but I would like to know: are there any? Just to conclude, would you recommend anyone to visit, to travel?
Absolutely, that's my job anyway. I'm a travel planner between Greece and Rwanda. I want to bring people from Greece to Rwanda and from Rwanda to Greece. These are the two countries I know well. Definitely visit Rwanda. It's a very beautiful country. It's very safe. I always recommend it to families with children that want to visit Africa. It's a very good place to start. It's clean and it's safe. And also even safe for female travelers, women that travel solo, which is usually dangerous. And Rwanda would be the perfect place to start from.
Thank you. That is a good place to start from. Really, this has been a pleasure to having you on Zanihe's channel.
Likewise, thank you very much for hosting me.
Absolutely, and maybe we will have another chat another time.
Yes, anytime. It will be my pleasure.
So on that note, to the followers, to the viewers, we say thank you, and I will wish everyone, including you, good night or a good day, depending on where you are.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening from Kigali.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching us today. If you have not subscribed, remember to subscribe and hit that bell button to stay updated about our upcoming videos. Don't forget to comment and like our videos and tell us what you think we should do more. Bye.